Now, when it comes to parking fines, most of us have little choice but to pay up even when we might not be at fault. But as Rodney Lose reports, one clever man who was so fed up with them has come up with a way to help you beat them.
They'll issue a fine when they shouldn't, and they know they shouldn't.
There's a lot of people that go to the councils and say, this isn't fair.
In the 2.5 years plus that I worked for council, I issued over 14,000 fines. They love me. I never got pulled in the office and told that I wasn't writing enough.
It's something we've all long suspected, and former parking officer Paul Cowles previously confirmed. Councils have fine quotas or targets so they can raise revenue.
I know council inspectors that have booked vehicles parked here. There are 12 vehicles here at $75 a pop. That's $900 in council's back pocket when you do not have to pay to park here.
It means officers sometimes have to issue some questionable infringements to meet their marks. And shortly we will give you all the tips to find a loophole in your ticket.
Due to the fact that the sign down there is obstructed and you can't read it properly, I wouldn't be paying.
Okay, sounds good to me.
But even though you might be in the right, fighting a fine means locking horns with City Hall. And that's not easy. That is, until now.
There was a few times where it felt like it was unfair.
Scott Bradley knows the frustration of being hit with a questionable ticket. A computer programmer, he decided to do something about it.
They all follow like a similar process in that they all, for councils and universities, they have certain scenarios that they'll consider waiving.
Scott in his research found there were thousands of unmet legal needs in Australia every year. The main reason legal needs were unmet was because the cost of the lawyer wasn't worth the value of the legal dispute. And many of these legal disputes were so similar, Scott believes a robot lawyer could help people through the process.
They don't make it clear. Sometimes you've got to go looking for it.
The website is called disputit.org, and it simply asks you a series of questions based on the grounds for disputing your parking ticket. If you meet the right criteria for a challenge, it creates a form for you to submit to council.
I was able to find the information for the New South Wales, I think it's state debt recovery. So they provide very clear guidelines as to what scenarios they would consider a review on and what proof that they would require.
Scott says his free website should help people dispute fines regardless of where the council is, and he has plans to expand it.
Things like tenancy issues, things like credit or debt issues.
The most common grounds for dispute are medical and mechanical emergencies, but there are others. Every parking zone must be marked by a sign showing where it begins and ends, and the sign must be facing the right way and easy to read.
It tells you where the meter is. How would you know where the meter is? You can't even see the meter.
And if your nearest meter is broken, that's council's problem, not yours.
If the meter's not working, I wouldn't pay.
Always take photos as evidence, and there are times of the day officers' pencils are sharper than others, so be vigilant.
It's during clearways and peak periods.
And if you catch the inspector in the act, ask for a warning nicely, and you may just get one instead of a ticket. As for Scott's website, it has only been up for 3 weeks, so he's asking for people to share their experiences with it and share with him how they got out of the ticket, so he can keep disputit.org up to date.
It's pretty easy then to put that into a robot lawyer and then and try and make that process a little bit friendlier and a bit easier for people to use.